Oh, are you trying to manipulate people into giving you money?
I have had multiple breakdowns.
What?
The answer is yes.
Oh my gosh.
Give me some money.
Buzz in.
Order Shine Bright. Or order multiple copies. That would be awesome.
That's more money than I make on Twitch. Well, I make more than that on Twitch most months, but oh god.
I don't know if this is going to be possible.
Not about money. It's about sending a message.
YouTuber entitlement is something that is pretty prevalent on this platform. I think all of us know or know of a creator or some creators who have started off in a certain position and then gained fame and absolutely let it get to their head. I can somewhat understand it because I also am part of it in a way. I guess if you're just doing videos in your room one day and the next day you have people call you and you're almost as big, or if not sometimes bigger than celebrities,
it can definitely get to your head. However,
we don't have to all be D-bags. You know, as the saying goes, some people are born great, other people thrust and then have greatness thrust upon them on OnlyFans, and other people are just born with a silver play button in their mouth. Hi everyone, Happy New Year. That's not actually why I'm here. I wanted to advertise something. I am expanding the channel yet again, like a fat man. I have positions open for a scripted editing position and also a few positions open for the normal current thing that I do, which is these commentary videos. I will leave links down below and more information on how to apply in those links. Keep in mind though, these are advanced editing positions that require a lot of knowledge and time. If this is something that you're looking forward to and want to be part of it, then I would love for you to apply. You can also apply for both if you really want to, but ideally, I think you should focus on one. I'm just hoping to bring in new members that are really, really amazing for the new year to join Team Leo. And hopefully we grow together and have a very, very good 2023. Thank you so much for taking the time, and I hope to have some new editors on board. Okay, today I'm going to take a look at entitled YouTubers. I picked 3 and we'll do a little deep dive. Alfie Days, the girl from Goal Defined, Bethany or Zethany, I don't know her name, and also Boogie2988. Each of these display a different type of entitlement and I wanted to break it down today. And I think that it is somewhat of a problem on this platform. I don't know what exactly you can do about it. Some people are just like this. However, it's interesting to look at. And by the way, I'm not holier than thou. I do crazy things all the time. I'm an entitled person. Last time I tried to skip the line at KFC. Sure, they threw me out and said, don't come back here. And then said, you have a restraining order. Sure. But I said to them, I'm a YouTuber. And then the cops got called. So I get how you can be an entitled person. I get how you can let this get to your head. But let's try and remain humble.
Be humble. Bitch, sit down.
Because for every crazy YouTuber, you have someone like Mr. Beast or somebody who really, hopefully, doesn't let it get to the hits. Like I said, we're going to do a deep dive on different types of entitlement, and we will start with Alfie Days. Now, I don't know if you've seen this video. It's since been deleted off the internet, but the video was called Living Off £1 a Day. And I know that sounds like a porno title, but it's not. It's just him from the UK. Alfie Days, for any of you who don't know, used to be a pretty popular blogger. He's married to the girl Zoella, which I had to look up because I don't know anything about YouTube. So he decided he's going to live off $1 a day challenge. It was very challenging to him because he's quite an affluent person and always grew up affluent. So he doesn't understand the struggles of actually having to live off of no money. And unfortunately, he's very tone deaf and this video comes off as quite the horrible video. It's since been deleted, like I said, but if you look at the comments on it, wow. I didn't even realize that I've been drinking empty water every day. He's deeply out of touch with reality. Imagine being like this guy complaining about not being able to have purified water with ice. Wow. And there are actually people out there who struggle to find food. Awesome. So Alfie doesn't understand human struggle because he's never been through it. And this is part of YouTuber entitlement. I suppose when you're a YouTuber with millions of subscribers and you have a partner who's also a YouTuber with millions of subscribers, you sort of get out of touch with reality. Pair that with the fact these two have genuinely never seen actual problems, and you'll see why I say that throughout the video, and you have a very, very bad mix of destruction. By the way, Zoella is the person who had a lot of people complain about her advent calendar and how cheap it was. So I don't know what to say about these two. All I know is the video is infuriating. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. We're on our way to 600,000 subscribers. And if I get to 1 million, I'm going to be an entitled douchebag. So please help me. And while you're at it, do follow my Instagram at 16leo_. That way you can message me new ideas like this one. Thank you.
I got an interesting day today. Ow. Oh.
Oh, don't you remember YouTube vlogs when you put like the most interesting part of the video at the start? It's him walking, interesting day today, and it just starts banging with the music. Alfie is one of the worst storytellers on YouTube. If this is what vlogs were like in 2017, there's a reason that I didn't watch YouTube. I knew there was a good reason I didn't watch YouTube. So Alfie starts his day with a personal trainer training him. As you do when you live off $1 a day, you get a trainer to train you. The personal trainer is not included in the cost, but Alfie doesn't seem to care about that. Just by the way, for context, the reason I even wanted to do these videos was because I actually want to do a video about living below the poverty line, and I want to actually try it. I say I want to try it, but for years I've been living below it. I've done it before, and it's been probably the hardest experience of my life. I've lived without a home before. Not stuff I really want to get into, but just I know how it is. I know how it feels to live off of nothing for more than a day. So I can very much empathize with people who have to do this and not people who want to do this. And having a challenge on YouTube where you can say I live for $1 a day and then just go back to your mansion is a very big kick to the nuts to anybody who actually can't do that and is struggling every day to live like this. So if you're going to do challenges like that, ideally, you want to be very, very sensitive to the fact that a lot of people really have to do this and don't have the option. Starting off with a personal trainer, not a good way to start $1 a day challenge, Alfie.
It's currently 7:25 in the morning. I cannot tell you how much I want a coffee.
But you're going to try, aren't you? The amount of times he says he wants a coffee is very, very much.
Some ice cold water. Oh, I can't even use our ice because
When the house is so big that it's echoing when you complain about the water you can't drink, you tone deaf human. Oh my God.
Empty glass of water it is today. Oh my gosh.
Empty glass of water. What? Oh my God. Listen, Alfie is not the smartest tool in the toolbox, okay? Alfie makes Forrest Gump look like Albert Einstein. I think throughout this video, maybe my personal most infuriating thing is just the IQ and lack thereof in the video. Alfie does things like films half his face. He doesn't know how to operate the camera. His batteries constantly die. Whenever he has an idea, he's like a cartoon in which he's like... So I just don't know how he functioned this far in life to get to where he is, but it's Alfie days.
Just realised I can't even use that. I'm going to have to use this tap water instead.
Alright, you know what, I'm not even gonna... I don't know what's going on. Alfie apparently can't use his purified water. Apparently in his head costs more money than tap water. So he's doing the math. And as he says in the challenge, or will say, the $1 a day is only limited to food. So everything else he can do as much as he wants.
So we've got a bit of an interesting day today. We're gonna try something out that I've never...
Ironic that he would have to the bottom right a book that says brutal simplicity of thought, because he's brutally simplistic in the way that he thinks.
Today, my total bill for my food and drink is going to be under £1. I don't know if this is going to be possible.
No, Alfie, not only is it possible, it's pretty probable for a lot of people who just don't have the funds necessary. Not everybody wakes up, takes a camera, vlogs it, and puts it on the internet and then gets paid. You and me live a very, very privileged life in the fact that we're able to do that, and we have an audience of fans who really like and support us. And to be thankful is one thing. To be oblivious that you could one day not have that is just mind-blowing to me. But I think the difference is I came from a third world country where your life could be taken at any day, so I understand that. Alfie is from Brighton, which is one of the most posh areas in England. There's a big difference. He doesn't even know if it's possible to live under a certain amount of money a day. That's how out of this world Alfie is.
I feel like if I was doing this in a country like Thailand or something, which I've never actually been to before, but apparently it's super cheap, but I'm not, I'm doing it in Brighton.
If I was doing it in a country like Pakistan, or maybe like a country like South Africa, or maybe like a country like India, then, you know, I could live off of 2p a day. 2p a day, 2p a year. I probably 2p for the rupee, you know what I mean? Alfie, can you not complain about this? You chose to do the challenge, my guy.
There's a couple of really simple rules. Things like petrol don't count, travel doesn't count. We're just talking food and drink.
Isn't that cute? Imagine someone who actually doesn't have the money and you tell them like, that doesn't count. Nah, bro, I can't actually do that.
For example, this morning I went to the gym and every single day, as you know, before I work out, I have a black coffee. Today I couldn't do that.
That must be really hard for you, Alfie. Do you want a hug?
Because I don't know how much a capsule is for my coffee machine. Probably nearly £1 just by itself.
Yeah, no, maybe you'll get 2 hugs. You don't even know how much a little coffee in your coffee machine is. Oh my god. Do you know the children in Africa? F them. All of them. Alfie, I'm gonna get you your black coffee. That's what you really need right now. And the gym that you went to, it happens to be in your house, but I don't know why you didn't say that. I guess you're just trying to be a man of the people.
I'm not going to bother trying to work out the price of how much tap water is. We're just going to count that as free to be simple because it's probably like 1p.
Alright, well Alfie's doing some intense physics and maths and stuff. He's trying to calculate the velocity of how many drops of water cost 1 pence. He's going overboard and also underboard at the same time, which is something I never thought was even possible. But this dude is trying to calculate things that shouldn't even be part of the challenge. I think he missed the whole point, is to actually put yourself in the shoes of someone less fortunate and see just how tough it is to be in that position. Alfie is taking this like a goddamn challenge. This is like a,
what's up guys? I'm gonna not eat for a day. It's called fasting. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow.
As a person, I just like to eat a lot of food and I really prioritize quantity over like how posh the food is. So it's probably going to be a little bit difficult.
Alfie's like, just give me anything. Sir, would you like a sushi? I don't care, I'm gonna eat your trash. I just want quantity. I want lots of, I just take the fish bones.
Because I don't know how I'm going to be able to get quantity of food for under £1. Thinking about it, I also didn't even have a protein bar this morning after my workout.
Oh my god, you didn't have a protein bar, you didn't have a coffee, and you didn't have filtered water. What are you, a normal human being?
How to get free food. Okay, that's it. Win a trip for 2 to Ibiza with absolute vodka.
Are you going to Ibiza? Mike Posner took a pull there. You gonna go there today to live off that £1? So he's going on Google trying to find things, which is admittedly a decent idea. It's probably a good place to start, maybe make a few phone calls. But Alfie spends so long just complaining about things that he can't eat. I just lose my mind looking at it.
I need it now though, it can't arrive in the post. Free Krispy Kreme donut, that's what I'm talking about. Free donut for joining.
So then Alfie stumbles upon Krispy Kreme, in which when you sign up you get a free donut. So he does it.
You've earned your complimentary donut, check your email. What? Okay guys.
If anybody's English in the comments, can you comment down below what? Is that what English people do when things go well? Is he like an English Little John? What? Say what? Yes.
I've just thought of something genius. When you go to Waitrose food shopping, you get a free coffee after your food. I wonder if I could go in there and persuade them to let me have the coffee before we do shopping.
Ha! So, this man is going to a place called Waitrose, which I had no idea, but I heard what he just said, a free coffee when you shop, and I knew that place was posh. I did a quick Google search, and apparently it's one of the most, if not the most posh place to get food. And the coffee itself cannot be free. I'm sure there's a catch, otherwise people would just go in and get a coffee and come out. But Alfie seems to think this is the way to go. Waitrose card, everyone. I assume you have to pay per year for that, but that's one of his methods. Even though he says one of his rules is he can't ask people for things and he can't take things from other people. He's literally taking his wife's card and going to get a free coffee. But anyway, Alfie, this is your world. I'm just living in it.
Free Pizza Express meal. What? This cannot be real. Oops, sorry, it seems the page you're looking for has been moved. Oh, come on. Oh.
Alfie then looks at more sites and gets really, really annoyed.
Oh. Shut up. It's proven way harder than what I thought.
There we go. After about 5 minutes of searching on Google, it's proven way harder than Alfie thought to get free food. Glad that he's learning. He's learning that getting free food in an economy where it costs a lot of money to eat food is hard. And also the people who live at that line or below it are very, very much in dire need of something better. So what does he do or say to the people who actually live below this line? He tells them to jump on a trampoline.
One thing that could give us incredible good luck is to do the morning backflip before we begin the day. Hey! I should also say good morning, guys. How you doing?
Yeah, hi. Hey, how you doing, Alfie? Thanks for the morning backflip.
Hope you're having a lovely day. It's not good.
Oh, God. I didn't cut it like that. That's the actual video. He said, how you doing? And then it cut to, I'm not good. I'm not doing all right. I'm doing really badly. I hate this. I'm going to go back to eating caviar.
Instead of going out and trying to get food, I've kind of just hit a wall. And I'm like putting off leaving the house because I know that it's just gonna suck going and trying to get food.
Yeah, so Alfie, instead of going to the car, went back in his house and started being sad because he knows that the day is gonna be harder to get food. Yes, Alfie, again, another challenge for people who don't have money and need to work in this world is that they don't have the option to go back to their house and just sit around and mope. Unfortunately, and I hate to say this, your mental health is less prioritized when you don't have money. And I hate it because I've lived through it and I know how bad it is to feel bad inside and not have any way or means of getting that out. There's no way you can afford therapy if you can't afford food. And I know how bad it is. I've had to deal with that. But yes, Alfie, unfortunately, you do have to go out even if you don't want to get that food. Hopefully it goes well for you now that you did the backflip.
Oh my gosh, going into Waitrose, I'm gonna see the sushi there and just hate it.
Yeah, that's another byproduct of not eating and stuff. Like, sometimes you go really hungry and you don't have money and you can't buy the stuff that you want and it looks so good and it smells so good. Yeah, I've experienced that one. That's probably one of the harder ones to get past.
Before we leave, I just wanna reiterate and let you know just how hungry I actually am.
Oh, right. I thought he was going to say something of value, but anyway.
Free regular tea or coffee when you shop with us. Is this a free taster?
Yep.
My breakfast. That was unreal, guys. My favourite thing, the spicy salmon. And I just can't buy it.
It's really sad, bro. He can't buy spicy salmon. So he goes into the store and he's really hungry and he's looking around for some stuff to buy. But he has a problem. He's trying to get the coffee and it costs £2. So he has to buy something so the coffee will be free, which means he has to buy something really cheap to offset the price of the coffee.
So now I've got to buy something. I have to buy something. So I'm in the sale section. Nothing is cheap.
Yeah, nothing's cheap. You could buy some spices, bro. I usually think they're like close to nothing. But anyway, I don't know if you spice your food, bro.
Oh yeah, reduce 65p. Let's see what happens if I scan this.
So then something amazing happens. Alfie finds 5 croissants. He actually does say it like the dude from Jimmy Neutron. It's crazy. He's like Carl Weezer ×2.
Are you going to finish that croissant?
She didn't say is whether, because the value of it is £2, is whether I have to spend £2 to be able to pay the minimum price of the coffee. So I was worried that I was going to spend 65p like I just did, and then they would say, okay, it's still like £2, but you've got to pay the difference. You can't spend less than £2. So when she scanned it and she said £1.30, I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to pay like the difference between this and the £2 or something. And then she was like, oh no, sorry, I scanned this twice. However, for a breakfast, I've got 4 croissants and a coffee.
Croissant? Can I have a croissant? I just think about that meme every time. Alfie's face on Carl Weezer. Magnificent.
Are you going to finish that croissant?
So then he finds Krispy Kreme and probably the most bullshit thing in the whole video happens.
I've done it, but I haven't received the email. Amazing. Yeah, if one's going, that'd be great. Thank you.
So then the person asks him if he wants coffee, and for whatever reason, I assume that it's for free, although I'm not sure who the person is, but he gets a free coffee along with the donut. Why? I don't know. Maybe UK is just really nice and everyone's beautiful there. They then ask him if he wants a box. And I thought it was to put his testicles in as they kicked him out. But apparently, and this is the most bullshit that I've seen in a video in a long time, because Alfie Days knows someone's girlfriend. They give him a box of donuts.
Now, I don't normally drink 2 coffees in one day. I kind of feel like I'm about to fly. Like I'm literally buzzing.
Yeah, Alfie's definitely on something. You can tell. So he comes out the shop with donuts and he's like, oh, guys, I got a lot of coffee. And I thought, no, normally I only drink one, but I got a lot of them, you know what I mean?
Like I was here this morning, I'm usually here, I'm currently here. And now I'm like, buzzing.
That's it.
No little testers.
I don't know if you guys have seen this. That's a Gucci backpack. That's the snake right there. This man has been living off a pound a day, carrying around a $2,000-$3,000 backpack, going around saying, oh, can I have a free coffee the whole day?
We need to be going at like 9 o'clock so that they're literally, unless they sell everything dirt cheap, they're not going to be able to sell it today. So we're going to go later on this evening and try and get dinner around like 9-10 o'clock.
So Alfie hatches a plan, decent plan, genuinely. He's going to Tesco's and he's going at the very end so everything's reduced to clear. And he only has 35 pence left. So he needs to really, really spend that money wisely.
Oh no, I've dropped it down inside the car. I've lost 20p.
Yeah, then Alfie goes on an adventure to Tesco. He drops his money. It's really, really important. He finds it.
I've got it.
This is the real content that people used to watch, like I'm saying.
I thought it was worth getting a trolley.
Alfie, you have 35 pence. You don't need a trolley. You're not gonna buy that much shit, bro.
You never know. We might get a lot of stuff for 35p. We've got to try and find this like super reduced section.
This is how you know you're out of touch with reality when he says stuff like the super reduced section. Alfie's like, I don't just want the reduced one. I want the really poor people one.
88p. Yeah. No, nothing. I can't even get some bloody bread. See? Oh, 33p. What's this? Oh, one piece of turkey.
You ever seen a guy who has a Gucci bag complain about shit before? Oh, I can't even get the bread at 60p. Oh, yeah, 1 pound of chicken is $3. I'm sorry, £3. Oh, it's just a lot of money, mate. Just by the way, shout outs to Tesco for actually having this aisle for people who really need food. I wish I had that in America. They didn't have a reduced to clear aisle, not like this. That would have helped so much. But wow, Alfie, beggars can be choosers.
No chance. Oh, let's do
Mac and
it.
cheese.
Amazing. Yeah, that's it. Oh, yes. I've still got 15p to spend.
Alfie does find a magic find where he gets mac and cheese for 20 pence. And he also finds that bashed up can of beans. I think that's 8 or 7 pence.
That's a cheap tea.
I know.
28 pence. Thank you.
There we go. Amazing. Can we just talk about how I had 7 pence left over? I had spare money today. Today's actually gone so good.
He's so happy that this motherfucker actually does this. And he's like, oh, I'm so good at living off of 1p a day. This is really, maybe I should try it again. Wow. He's like, cannot contain his joy that he'd done it.
I'd spare money. I just donated 7p, which isn't a lot, to charity as well. Yeah, well, that's sick.
Okay, he's smiling a bit too hard to donate 7 pence. Now, I can guarantee, probably on my life, that this man has not donated more than that in the majority of his life. Because he's way too happy donating 7 pence. And yes, I understand that he said it's not a lot, but god damn. You literally today bought a comb, games for people, 100 shirts, and many other things. You didn't have to spend less than 7 pence. That wasn't part of the challenge. You could actually donate real money to people. That had nothing to do with your eating challenge, but I'm glad that this makes you happy, bro.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Mac and cheese and beans.
How much did that cost you?
Try and guess. How good is that? So I even gave 7p to charity in a little pot when I was leaving.
Alright, bro, you don't have to flex this shit, okay? This is really not a philanthropy moment, okay? Just keep that one to yourself, buddy. Zoella is a bit too happy as well. She was sleeping and now she's way too happy.
Rounding up today, breakfast, coffee, 4 pain au chocolats, 65p. 14 donuts, obviously I didn't eat 14, but 14 donuts and another coffee. For dinner, mac and cheese and beans. That's insane.
It is. And you might be a little insane to think that this is how people live. But, you know, I'm honestly, if he didn't have that weird donut thing in the middle and he actually took away and stripped away all of the undoubtedly not self-awareness that he displayed, he would have actually lived pretty decently off of that £1 a day. Now, is that a challenge that anyone can do? I would say so, especially since the UK is set up to the point that you could probably do it. Doing it for a week, doing it for a month, doing it for a year is something that's actually hard, and a lot of people have to do it. I would love to take my hat off to Alfie, but the way that he went about this, I'm gonna put my hat right back on. It's not really that good.
I'm so happy. Anyways, I'm going to leave the vlog here, guys. Super successful day.
It's not that successful. It's not a successful thing. You just did something that you thought was a challenge for some reason, and you managed to get through it. But you also had a lot of help from things that you shouldn't have had help with. But all right.
It's just a bit of fun. Right.
That's how he ends the video. Could you be more tone deaf? It's just a little bit of fun. Tomorrow we're going to do actual challenge, me and my Tesla trying to drive off a cliff. That's going to be really, really fun. No stunt double. We'll see how that works. So that's Alfie days, and that is what privilege looks like. It's what entitlement looks like. It's what someone who's never gone through adversity or never had to been in that situation looks like. Especially when other people are doing a challenge and you can't come up with content that's original, so you just take other people's ideas or a viral challenge and do it for yourself. Now, again, of course, without malice, I think this dude is not actually trying to offend people. He's just offensive in how stupid he is. So that's, I don't know whose fault that is, but congratulations to you for living so long. That's a wonder. The next person I wanted to talk about and do a deep dive on is one of the girls from Girl Define. Now, this is a different kind of privilege. When we talk about YouTube entitlement, we're talking about money. And this next thing is when YouTubers release stuff like merch or products, they expect it to do well because for a lot of us, it is our source of income. And while I understand and completely empathize with other creators that it is a very make or break system whether people buy or not buy your products because you don't want to live by YouTube's terms and services because of how iffy they are, you still shouldn't force people to do things. And Girl Defined wrote a book. The book didn't do so well, and the release had bombed, and now one of them is saying that she needs people to buy multiple copies. It's quite the money grab.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, y'all? Oh, what's that? What happened to the happy music? Woo, Jesus.
I just got off the phone with my publisher. I have had multiple breakdowns.
This is really not like your normal content where you're telling me not to have sex with people. I don't understand what the hell is this?
If you are a creator, you might relate to this. So basically, y'all know that Shine Bright, 60 Days to Becoming a Girl Defined by God, our new devotional released on Tuesday.
I don't know if I can relate to that, but all right.
So basically what happened is our book, Shine Bright, released.
Right, that book that you just held up. This is the second time. It feels like this is a televangelist in a way. She's like, our book, Shine Bright, 60 Days to Becoming a Woman, never sold any copies. But if you look at our book, Shine Bright, 60 Days to Becoming a Woman, we can get you a copy of that, because you want to really shine bright for 60 days to become a woman.
Early in the morning on the 20th, it basically became unavailable on all retailers. And obviously Amazon is the most popular, and it just was out of stock and you couldn't order.
It was out of stock? How many? What? Did it sell out or did you only make one? What the f happened?
So basically all these people on Big Launch Day were trying to order Shine Bright, just couldn't get it. And it was basically impossible to find. And so I am emailing like crazy, calling like crazy, just like, okay, what in the world is happening? And so my publisher overrode the button on Amazon, was like, hey, it'll allow us to override it for a little while, we can redirect it to Taker, but it's not going to have time, so we'll try to resolve it. So
what the hell are you talking? I got lost. I didn't think this was going to turn into Eminem rap battle, man. I didn't understand what you've been saying for the last minute, and I have only been listening for that long. This is the form that I wanted to talk to you about. And the entitlement of, or Girl Define has released a book. Something is wrong has happened. Clearly, she's addressing the fans, which is fine. To say and to express your feelings, valid. The stuff that she's talking about in between, about buying the book and making sure you get multiple copies and things like that, is slimy and gross. There are going to be setbacks on YouTube, and as a creator and as a person in entertainment, there are going to be things. I'll tell you, I had lost some sponsors that turned out to be not as good or as ethical as they say. I'm not going to say names, but like things like that happen. And it means that you lose out on a lot of money that you could probably use to put forth things and to maybe pay people that you have on your team. It's setbacks that you just don't necessarily account for. And it seems very like guilt tripping or manipulative to then go towards your fans and say, I need money, give me money, just because things happen that are out of your control. And I just don't like it personally.
Basically what's happened is it's basically been almost impossible for anyone to order the book. You can imagine if you have worked so hard on something.
She brought the book up again. She did it, and every time she brings up the book, she holds it close to her face. It's funny.
Been like super terrible on my end. And
this is gonna sound mean to Girl Defined, but I might as well say it. Why didn't you pray about it? You've been Jesus loving for so long. Tell him to make you get the release date up. See what happens. You're Girl Defined. You guys have a direct line to God.
So if you'd be willing to go to bakerbookhouse.com and order Shine Bright or order multiple copies, that would be awesome.
Why? Do I need to make a fire anytime soon? Why would I need multiple copies of that book? That is such a slimy thing to say to someone. I don't think that's cool. I don't think making your fans do things like buy multiple copies or saying, if you like me as a content creator, please help me by buying multiple copies of my book. Write another one. Do something. Give them something. Provide before you ask for things.
We're going to basically set a new date and have a countdown and make it a really big celebration.
Yeah, good. I mean, that should have been the thing beforehand. Just re-release the thing. I'm sure if Amazon flubbed up that bad, they would give you some compensation. I mean, that seems like a big thing. Bethany even said every single site that sold her book went down or messed up. That seems like everybody doesn't want your book to be released. I'm just saying, maybe you should really do more than pray and actually scope out the situation as to why every publisher doesn't want your book to be released. It seems like there's a mutiny happening here.
What's the point of even trying to, it's like, I just feel like, why am I even talking about this book anymore?
What's the point of even trying? That's a very unholy talk from you. I don't know, man. Girl Defined is very holy until something wrong happens. Then they're like, what's the point, bitch? I don't even give a fuck. I don't care. 60 days to become a woman? More like 60 days to becoming a bitch. I'll kick your ass.
But know why Amazon is the first problem, but basically all retailers across the board, literally all of them, are just saying they don't have it. So we don't know.
Oh, just like I said, all of them are saying that they don't have the book. Every retailer couldn't go down in the same day. I think, Bethany, I just think maybe your book is so garbage that everyone decided that they just lost the copies. So maybe you need to figure out what that is. Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry things happen sometimes badly, but you can't ask people to buy multiple copies and to do things that they don't want to do just because some things happen.
If you can order multiple copies, please do. I know it's dumb to ask, but it really would mean the world to me.
I'm just saying, like, imagine if I made a song and I said you gotta buy it on iTunes, and then I was like, please, just it would mean the world to me if you bought it like 10, 20 times. I know that doesn't really physically help you in any way, shape, or form, but maybe it'll help me have more money.
And it would just be like the biggest help that you can do. And then once it's available on Amazon, I just need everyone to help me re-spread the word, because it's kind of like you have a big moment on launch day and then it's like...
Yeah, so not only does she need you to buy it, she needs you to spread the word, and then on launch day probably buy it again. Otherwise, it's going to be like, as she said. That is the unholiness of Girl Defined. Girl Defined, by the way, is a video that I'm going to do a deep dive on. These guys have enough dirt that they could build a whole flower garden on them. But as you can see, people can come off as humble and even holy until something bad happens. In which case, you're just looking at some people who need your help, and they're as entitled as anyone else. Asking you to buy multiple copies of a book, complaining about it not working on launch day. Maybe it just didn't sell well. And every time I see this video, I just think about how certain YouTubers think that they deserve more than another person. Unfortunately, like I said, bad things do happen to everyone, and I empathize with that. You have tough days. I get it. But you can't ask for more than another person. That seems like you just think that you're above someone. I would hope that you'd work at it, get yourself back up to the position that you need to be, and figure it out, just like everyone else. That's probably the best way to do things. Bethany, I hope that your next book does well, but until then, I'm watching you. Now, let's move on to the last person, the cream of the crap. It's Boogie2988. And if I said that I was doing a deep dive on Goldifine, I am doing a scuba dive on this man, currently in progress. He is the worst financial person that I think I've seen on YouTube. Boogie has a lot of stuff going on. He's a OG YouTuber, a legend, and also, quite frankly, someone who does not like haters and being told what to do. He's not also that good at taking criticism. But today, I just want to talk about him being entitled when he bought that Tesla for $100,000. Now, if you don't know the story, Boogie some years back had decided to buy a $100,000 Tesla and then realized that he probably couldn't afford it and started asking his fans for money and tried to justify it on stream. Here is that video.
Give me some money.
There it is. It is quite horrible watching this, seeing a person try and manipulate his fans for cash.
Here's the story behind the Tesla. But I go with McJuggernuggets, and we go to test drive a Tesla. Zach, if you're watching, by the way, Zach, excellent salesman. Zach, the whole time,
Zach is sitting there doing this with his hands like, Oh man, as soon as this guy walked in, he knew he had him a commission.
But the car is $90,000, Zach. You could drive it until the end of time. I'm like, Zach, I don't know how realistic that is.
Okay, so again, just for context, if anybody doesn't know much about the Tesla cars, you can get a Model 3 for about America, maybe 25, 30,000 if you want to get secondhand, even cheaper. So you don't necessarily have to get that. Then you get the Model S, then you get the Model X. Boogie wants the highest class model. He's, he wants that top tier, S tier driving technology. Great. If you wanted to get another car that's cheaper, most people get it. It's the Leaf and also the Toyota Prius. They're both amazing damn cars. They're genuinely pretty good. Boogie is just really bad with finances and he is now trying to justify his expenditure, but that's his own money, sure, nobody has a problem with that. It's only when he starts begging and asking other people for money because he can't afford to pay the things that he needs to in life, which annoys me, and I'm sure all of his fans.
How many fans are going to end up buying a Model S because of you? And I'm like, okay, all right, that's fair. He goes, think about the impact you're making in the world where you put 10 more cars on the road.
I mean, this dude is now selling me a car almost. Hey, you might as well have went to the Tesla and said, I need a job, not a car, because you seem to want commissions from this, bro. Because of you, people are buying Teslas. You need to get some of that money, my friend.
One day, you could have it drive you to the airport, then send it home to park at your house. Then Boogie, when you get back from the flight, your car can come and pick you up at the airport.
In what day and age are you living in? Do you really think this is what Tesla does? That it can just drive wherever it wants? The car just picks you. What you're talking about is a taxi, Boogie. There's the same reason Tesla on its own website says this car is not made to be driven automatically. There are only certain roads and vehicles, mainly highways, in which you can drive autonomously. It picking you up from the airport is your mom in a car.
Think about this, okay? You're going to get out in your car. You're going to want to go to the gym. You're going to want to go downtown. You're going to want to... I'm like, fuck, that's not a bad decision.
Okay, so he then throws something in this works that most of his fans know. Boogie's been trying to lose weight, and I think most of his fans have been like on the journey. And he says if he gets a car that's self-driving, he's going to want to drive more and then go to the gym, which is the kind of mental gymnastics that wins you, like, the highest tier medal in all of humanity. I've just never heard someone say, I get a self-driving car so I can self-drive the car and then go to the gym. Now I have motivation to go to the gym because the car drives itself.
We are eventually going to launch an Uber competitor that's entirely self-driving.
I thought he was going to say entirely underwater and it's called scuba. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy, bro. But this is somehow less realistic than what I said. Go on.
So I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking. Number one, it's the right thing to do because I like the car and I want the car. It's my dream car.
That's all you needed to say. That's really all you needed to say. There's no actual value other than I just want a car. I want a car. I'm going to get the car. It's my money. That would have been fine. But the problem is you don't have the money and now you're bringing everyone else into it, which is not fine.
What will you do with your current car? I'm going to give it to a friend, Blinky. I think I'm going to give it to a friend. Maybe you'll auction it off. Or maybe, since it's only worth about $1,600, I'll have Francis destroy it with a sledgehammer. I haven't decided yet.
That little segment pretty much characterizes who this person is as a human, as a creator. He said that he might give his car to someone who is a friend, and then proceeds to say he's going to use his character, who's Francis, the angry fat guy, his character,
I want a Mountain Dew!
to destroy the car with a sledgehammer for content. You could give it to a friend, you could actually help someone in need, but instead you choose to use it for views for yourself.
God damn it! God damn it! All right, sell me the thing. Then I get to my hotel room and I'm sitting there saying, oh my God, I just put myself $100,000 in debt.
Yep, so he eventually pays the deposit on the car and then realizes, oh my God, I can't afford it.
My car payment's $1,700 a month or something like that. Maybe it's $1,500, I don't know.
And this is US dollars, so $1,500 a month is rent for most people. And I'm talking in a decent house too.
That's more money than I make on Twitch. Well, I make more than that on Twitch most months, but oh God, that's more money than I make through.
I don't know, the insecurity that comes through with YouTube is just much. That's more money than I make on Twitch. Then he has a second to clarify and be like, well, no, actually I make way more than that. I mean, this is your money. You don't have to tell me about it. I don't want to know. I just trying to make sure everyone's okay and financially safe. You don't want to do YouTube for 20 years and then end up with nothing to show for it. You done YouTube for 10. This is not a good place to be.
That's like half of my YouTube revenue this month. Oh God.
You make $3,500 in YouTube revenue and you decided to buy a $90,000 car? What is wrong with you, man? Why? Do you have Big Mac brain? What the hell? As your financial analyst who you don't pay, I just advise against this, bro.
So then it really started to hit me. I really started to panic. I really started to get scared. So I tweeted out I was not going to be able to afford this car.
Yeah, Boogie's tweets are pretty messed up as well because he actually spends a lot of time on Twitter just going at his fans of people who he calls haters and also flexing on people as to, things that he's bought. Like when he actually got the Tesla, he said, I legit just bought a Tesla. This is my first new car in my lifetime. I'm shaking, baked, so excited. Great. You don't necessarily need to tell everybody everything, especially materialistic stuff, but cool. You got a Tesla. Then the next tweet, roommate, you bought a what? Me, Tesla, roommate. Where is it? Me. They are building it at the moment. Be here in a few weeks. Roommate. What? Great. You're creating fake scenarios in your head now. The next time he does a tweet is to defend his actions and say, I didn't know that it was going to cost as much as it did. That's why I'm asking people for money.
Oh, are you trying to manipulate people into giving you money?
The answer is yes. Give me some money.
Well, at least he's honest. I mean, maybe if Alfie Days has a couple pence left over, he could give that to you.
I don't know if this is going to be possible.
If you guys want to help me pay for my Tesla, please go ahead and dig deep. I sure would like a free Tesla. Reach down in your pockets because I just spent $100,000. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire. But if I was a millionaire, spending a tenth of my income, a tenth of my value is insane.
So Boogie then says that he's not a millionaire. But even if he was a millionaire, spending 10% on that on a car would be insane. Which is true. So if you're not a millionaire and you're spending that money and it's more than 10% of your income, what does that make you? It's batshit insane, bro. Why would you do this to yourself?
But at the end of the day, the reason I got home and said, holy shit, this car is more expensive than I thought,
is because you saw the price at some point?
Woo!
Woo!
That car is worth woo! But anyway, a lot of people are jealous about the car. Don't be jealous, man.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. In all of this headache nature, I didn't realize that I'm jealous that you have a Tesla and that I don't. You should be jealous that I don't have debt, bro. What the f*** are you talking about?
Model 3 is $33,000. You can get a Model 3 tomorrow. Woo!
You can get a Model 3 tomorrow. Woo! Why didn't you get a Model 3? I don't understand. Like, you wanted a Tesla, that was your dream car. You could have got something that cost 1/3 of the price, and you would have had 1/3 the stress in your life at that point. You would have had an easy deposit, you would have been able to pay for it in good time, nothing would have been wrong. It's still a Tesla, it's still got most of the features, if not all. It doesn't mean that you have any less value. I just don't understand why you wanted to get the Model X, unless you just are that bad with money and you want things that you can't have. Materialism, it kills a lot of people.
But that car is just going to get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper as it goes. You can get a used one.
He even explains the fact that cars have no ROI and that even a Tesla will lose its value. How, if that Tesla is losing its value, will your Tesla gain value? Have you ever thought about anything you were saying?
This is my first brand new car. Woo! Anybody can eventually in their lifetime buy one new car.
And then he gives us the most amazing economics lesson and says anybody in their lifetime can eventually buy one brand new car. I just don't even know how to comprehend what the hell that's even supposed to mean. But this is Boogie 2988 trying to defend himself over buying a Tesla that he can barely afford. Other things in the video include how he says that he has a house mortgage that he hasn't paid off and now has a car mortgage. So that is just great. But today we've looked at 3 different YouTubers talk about money in 3 different ways. For Alfie Days, it was not understanding how people who don't have the same socioeconomic situation as him deal with day-to-day life. For Goal-Defined, it was how sometimes setbacks don't necessarily mean your fans have to help you recoup your costs. And for Boogie, it means that when you make bad financial decisions, other people shouldn't be the ones bailing you out. All 3 YouTubers have a weird sense of air about them. They feel like they're above people or do not actually understand what it's like to live in the real world. I think sometimes life has to humble you so you can take a look in the mirror and say, okay, that didn't work, let me try things this way. I think constantly asking for help and handouts doesn't help you actually improve your situation, and unfortunately I don't think that you can learn from it until you live those lessons. Consequences lead to lessons, and sometimes they need to happen, especially in these financial senses. It would be nice for me to have a happy ending and say that these YouTubers learned their lessons, but I think the only one that's doing somewhat well is my boy Alfie Days. He finally did that challenge and he learnt. He even has a kid now, and hopefully that kid grows up to also do $1 challenges. I would love to see that. I hope that if you're someone who becomes a YouTuber and wants to, you just never let go of the sense of value that you have before. Because with people like Boogie, he even has videos about him being broke. And it just makes me feel sad that sometimes you could come from one place, get to another place, and then forget all about the things that got you to that. I guess at the end of the day, all I'm trying to say is if you have fans, you should cherish them. Because they could go at any time. And what we do on this platform is not a right, it's a privilege. To entertain people is a very special thing to do. And to have people watch is quite magical. So to anyone out there, just remember that, and hopefully things will go well for you. Be safe with your money, be kind, and take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.